Hi, I'm David Keegan. I'm an academic family doctor here at the University of Calgary. And today we're talking about how to have a great project mission. We've all been there. We've all been involved in all sorts of different projects that have some sort of like grand flowery vision and grand flowery mission, and the strategic plan is like huge, and yet it's either unachievable or it doesn't really actually guide us on where we're trying to go as an organization or a project. And certainly it might not even tell us what we're supposed to be doing. This is about fixing that. Because having a great mission makes things easy. It makes things incredibly easy. So the key things though, our missions are all about, they're all about verbs. What you or your group or your project is going to do. So it's not what you want the future to look like, that's the vision, which is also critically important, but it's what you do. Now that sounds easy, but no, it has to be really clear what you do, because in the business world, you know, they know that a great mission tells you what you're going to do, but it also makes it clear what you're not going to do. So it's all about verbs. So any mission should have a few key things your group or your project is trying to do. And there might be subcategories, and sure, but it shouldn't be this like one-page essay or 5 pages or whatever going into big grand detail. No, it should be all about verbs or verb phrases. Number 2, it's got to be crisp. You've got to be able to boil down your mission into like, here are 3 key things. Back in the day when I led the undergraduate portfolio at the University of Western Ontario, we went through big strategic planning, and so because we had all these opportunities to get involved in medical school curriculum, but not very many people. So we did a lot of work, and we came up with 2 key things we were going to do. Number 1, teaching family medicine, which may sound obvious, but we were getting lots of opportunities to teach in all sorts of curriculum that had not much to do with family medicine. And number 2, attracting students to our field. Those were the 2 key things our unit were going to do. And as a result, that helped us because I could share that easily with people in my own department at the university or with anybody else. Like if my friends, my neighbors, if they said, what do you do at the university? Say, well, I'm a family doc, but I also do educational work where I teach about family medicine topics, and I'm working to recruit students to our field. Great, it was really clear. So having it really crisp is key. Number 3, it has to be shared. This is actually more about how you get there. Sometimes when people do strategic planning, they kind of have time set aside for let's talk about vision, let's talk about mission for this slot of time, then we're going to get into goals after lunch and so on. The trick is, if you don't have clear agreement on the mission, there is no point at all in going forward into goals and so on, because everything flows from your mission. Because it's only when you know for sure what you're going to do with these verbs or verb phrases that you can say, well then, what does that look like in our organization? You know, what are our goals for those sorts of things? So you need to have that, and so you got to spend a lot of time. Now getting there is sometimes tricky, but basically you talk to people. If you're the leader of your group, have a whole bunch of one-on-one conversations and say to people, what do you think we should be doing? What do you think is critical that if we don't do and nobody else does, it's a terrible outcome? And you know, talk to them and try to really get a good understanding of what they see your job, our shared role is. And then you have a meeting of some type where you come together and you really, you know, attack it and work on it and refine it to the point when it's very clear, it's all verbs or verb phrases, and it's really crisp and it's really shared. And everybody's like, yes, that's great. And then actually I would suggest that you stop there at that moment and you just celebrate, and then you come back maybe after a coffee break or maybe next week or next month, and then you dig down deeper into how do we use this mission to figure out our goals and our plans and so on going forward. So, how to have a great mission? Remember, it's all about verbs. Keep it crisp. Make sure it's shared. I hope you're able to make a great mission for your project.